Hey everyone, it's Sierra and Dakota, and we are your hosts for Tea Time with Teenagers. Thank you so much for tuning in to our second episode. We're so happy to have you join us.
Real quick, before we get into the episode, we would like to plug our socials. Shameless self-promotion. We have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Those will all be in the description below.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a disclaimer. We have a mic, we're currently using it, but I don't know. Did you just yawn?
I'm cracking my jaw.
Oh, why are you cracking your jaw in the middle of the episode?
Because it was bugging me. Anyways.
You're not even close to the mic, so
No, I'm not.
Okay. So, a little disclaimer. We got a mic, we're currently using it, but that doesn't mean the quality is good because it took us over an hour to set it up and figure it out, and we still haven't figured it out, so we're still working on it.
We're sorry.
Please be patient with us. I'm sorry. Okay.
This time our shout out goes to Multi-Nora on Twitter.
Yeah, she asked for this. I asked for questions.
You asked for this, Nora.
Yeah, and she said, give me a shout out. Okay, so you're this week's shout out. I almost forgot to pick a shout out, so.
Yeah.
Okay, our shower thought. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, Dakota knew what the shower thought was.
This time I don't,
And I'm not against the mic either, so I'm going to be louder than you are.
Yeah. This time I don't know the shower thought, but
yeah, last time she did. So this is something I found out a couple weeks ago, and it's really disappointing to me.
Oh god.
Australia doesn't have squirrels.
What?
I know.
No, guys, like you have to understand, where we record, there's so many squirrels.
There's literally a squirrel statue.
Yeah, there's a squirrel statue. It's amazing, but it's unbelievable. Where we record, there are so many squirrels.
And my college has squirrels everywhere. I used to take videos and pictures of squirrels all the time.
Yeah, there's so many flipping squirrels. Once I saw this really fat squirrel on top of this birdhouse. We'd put it up, and like a week later, there was this really fat squirrel up on it because it was getting ready for hibernation.
Oh.
So it was really plump. Anyways, totally off topic,
No,
but there's so many squirrels here.
My friend, she, the other day, I don't know where she heard it from, but she said Australia's, kangaroos are like our squirrels. And then I was talking to someone, and she said, like, she's like, they just see squirrels in their backyard. And she's like, we don't see squirrels as much as you think we do. Okay, that was whatever. Okay, we're moving on. Anyways, our questions, which are on my phone that I have to get out. Okay.
Geez, here, you're so prepared.
I am prepared. I just had to use my face to unlock my phone. Okay.
Yeah.
This is kind of funny because we just talked about how long it took us to, like, get this started. What's something you didn't know that comes with making a podcast? And my answer is good audio.
Technical issues. We are not good at technology, which is surprising because both my brothers like technology, and I guess I'm friends with some people who've like built their own computers, but I don't understand technology.
Really?
Anyways, so and my brother's building his own computer, but we don't understand technology.
We really don't.
We don't.
I had to figure out how to forward like my syllabi. To someone.
We accept her.
And she's like, can you just forward them to me? Or like, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not technologically advanced. Is that right?
Yeah. Our first episode, I saved it in the wrong file before I started editing it.
Our first, like, trashed episode.
Yeah, we trashed it. We didn't upload it. I saved it in the wrong file before editing it. So after I had done so much editing to it, and we recorded our first, what was going to be our first on other sides. We used Discord, which did not work out because there were a lot of awkward pauses.
And it wouldn't, like, record you had headphones in, which made your audio better, but it didn't, like, pick up because it
didn't pick up your audio.
Yeah, because it was going in your headphones.
Yeah, and like there was a ton of background noise. So I spent hours editing this thing, and I split it into over about 1,000 different parts.
It was also like over an hour long, and like which would be fine.
An hour and a half.
Which would,
I don't have that much storage on my computer.
Which would be fine, but we don't have enough storage. So like we figured it.
And all the files were somehow corrupt. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So we tried again, and that one went up. So yay.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question is your favorite movie from your childhood. I used to like
childhood.
I mean, I guess we're technically your Child.
I forget my childhood.
Mine was Madeline. I'm not even kidding. Madeline, the dog fell in the river. 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. Please tell me you've never heard of that.
I thought you were talking about Matilda for a second.
Matilda has nothing to do with that.
I know! I'm sorry.
I'm not even kidding. There's a part where she falls in the river, and I would go into the bathtub with my clothes on and pretend to fall into the river. And then, yeah, I knew every single one of her.
Did you hit your head a lot when you did that?
No. I wasn't that traumatic. I had to be sneaky so that way my parents wouldn't know. But then they'd be like, why is there a pile of wet sopping clothes on the floor?
Like a movie that I watched like over and over and over was probably the Barney Christmas special. My family got so mad at me. I used to watch Christmas specials over and over and over and over again in June. I did, and I have no idea why.
I watched Madeline over and over and over again. I knew every single line of hers.
The Barbie movies too.
Ooh, I love the Barbie movies, but I didn't have them memorized. I love the Barbie Mermaidio one. I think you're a little like I don't think that was whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I think people really want us to fight on this podcast.
Why?
Because we got 2 very controversial questions, and I can't believe people would ask this. Like, this is kind of really rude.
Sierra, what are the questions?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a taco?
And is water wet? What do you mean is a taco?
Okay.
Why are you comparing a hot dog to a taco?
In my professional opinion, okay, so a hot dog and a taco are constructed in very similar ways, correct? It's whatever your
Are you talking about a hard taco or a soft taco?
Yes. Well, I'm envisioning a hard taco. You know, it's the base and
so does a bun have crunch to it?
It can if you toast it. I'm just saying.
Okay, but I never thought about that. But I'm gonna say no, it's not.
Really? I would say yes. Ooh, you want to know another thing?
Why would you say yes?
Is cereal a soup and is boba a soup?
Boba's a drink.
I say yes.
Get out. Leave.
No, it's a liquid with little chunks of food to sustain yourself within it.
I beg to differ. See, people don't need to ask these controversial questions.
People don't need to tear us apart.
I would leave right now, but then I'd make that really awkward.
Yeah, you would.
That would make it really awkward. But I just really want to like hit end and like not continue this podcast.
What was the other question?
Is water wet?
Socrates has entered the chat.
Is water I actually don't know. Like, what do you think?
Okay. When you're fully submerged in water, no, you do not feel wet. But in the terms, is water wet? Water is what most people think of when they think wet. So water is the carrier of wet.
That is a little bit too much for my tiny brain.
Okay. Water itself is not wet. However, it does have the ability to make things wet.
Okay, I agree. I think I know what you're coming at. I'm stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
You agreed to that? That's the last time I ever did you Pringles and turned them to you.
I bought you coffee.
That was 2 weeks ago. I'm kidding.
Okay. Anyway,
moving on.
Wait, I forget what you said. Honestly, I kind of zoned out.
Are we really made to podcast together? Are you really that good of a friend? I think you're a little bit fake right now. Yeah, I think you're a little bit of a fake friend right now.
No, I'm not. I forget what you're. I'm sorry. Anywhoosie.
Actually, I have no room to speak because every time we FaceTime, I think I zone out at least 5 times.
Where'd you get parakeet from, Sarah?
No, they don't understand that.
No, they won't. Anyways, moving along.
Moving right along.
God.
What was that about?
What?
The God. Are you really annoyed right now?
I don't know.
Are you lying?
I don't know my emotions anymore.
Are you lying to me and actually don't want to do this podcast?
No, I don't want.
I'm just kidding. You definitely want to be here. You would not have like.
No, I love you, Sarah. I love you.
I know you're not lying, and that you actually want to be here, or else you wouldn't have spent like an hour trying to like assemble this mic and get it working.
Yeah.
It would have taken a lot longer if I didn't assemble it before we got here, but hooking it up. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
Our main topic today is drumroll. Childhood dreams, or just dreams in general.
Yeah, just like we're talking like when you go to sleep, when you're in an unconscious state and your brain makes up a scenario in which you remember when you wake up.
Yes, how did you think of that definition like so quick?
I'll be honest with you, I knew the theme for this, right?
Yeah, we talked it over, or else it would have been awkward.
Every single time I think about the podcast, I think about conversation that we're going to have within a podcast, right? Because I'm an introvert, and this is how my brain works. So I think of ways that I would answer certain things, whether or not they actually come about.
Okay.
Thus, I already had that in my mind from 3 days ago when I thought about this podcast.
Well, I mean, you had 2 weeks, because we only film every other week and post every other week.
Yeah.
So, what did I say like that? So,
anyways,
when I think of dreams, I actually don't remember a lot of my dreams, but I did have 2 like reoccurring dreams as a child.
I have. Oh wait,
you thought about this? I did. I just was like, okay, the pop.
I didn't write any of them down like I probably should have,
Same.
but I do have so many that were just ugh. I'm sorry, I keep moving away from the mic to be comfortable. I don't even know if this mic works.
Probably not.
Okay, can I start, please? Can I start with one of mine?
Yeah.
So this one
probably have a lot more than I do.
I remember one where I was in a hotel with a bunch of weird people. I don't remember anything else.
Wait, hold on, can I pause for a second? There's this YouTuber I watch, Colleen, but her sister Rachel hates dreams, and you don't ever tell her about your dreams. So like, if you're a person who hates dreams, you might just want to click off this now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, we're going to be talking about dreams, so continue.
Yeah. Okay, well, I had this one. Okay, I know you've never watched, like, the Marvel movies, and I still mourn that fact. However, okay, so anybody who has watched the wave of the MCU with, like, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. and whatever, in the first movie of the, like, 23 that have come out, and yes, I watched them all, there's this one part where Steve Rogers, Captain America, before he was big and brawn and, you know, had an 8-pack, he was pretty skinny for a guy and short, so he couldn't go in the army, and he was a science experiment, right? Mm-hmm. And they decided to, one commanding officer, I believe, decided to test, like, something, I don't know, and so he threw a fake grenade into a few guys training and wanted to see their reaction, and Steve Rogers was the only one who jumped on top of the grenade and told everybody stay back so that he would take the explosion, he would die, most everybody else would survive, right? Mm-hmm. And then there was this one part in another movie where a girl said that there was like, I believe it was like a missile or something that came into their apartment or house, mm-hmm. and it didn't go off, and it was part of Stark technology, Tony Stark, Iron Man. And for 3 days, she and her twin brother were trapped under their bed, just waiting for it to blow up, and they couldn't move or get help because it might blow up.
Oh dang.
Yeah, so they survived that. Mm-hmm. But okay, so this dream, that was such a long explanation. It was this dream. Basically, I was on top of a grenade, and I have no idea how I got there. Apparently, our brains just simply can't remember the beginning of any dream. So, you also can't read in your dreams, because reading and dreaming are on 2 different sides of the brain. Anyways, so I was on top of this grenade, and I was waiting for it to go off. And it was like, any second, it's gonna go off.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared this is going to go off.
Yeah, but somebody else.
They don't understand that. Oh, he doesn't. Without no context, people can take that a million different ways.
Okay. Basically, Sarah's mom gave her a little alarm thing to keep herself safe, and she doesn't want it to go off.
Yeah, really if one wrong move and it pulls apart.
Just take it off.
But I don't know. That's cute.
Anyways, so there was this other person in the stream. I have no idea who they were, and I was on top of this grenade waiting for it to go off, and they're like, it's gonna go off in 3 seconds. 3 seconds passed. It's gonna go off in 10 seconds. So I was constantly just waiting. The worst part about this dream,
oh my gosh,
I wasn't scared of dying to this grenade. My biggest fear was the sound it would make.
Oh gosh.
Moving along. Okay, that's all I remember of it.
For your dream,
Yeah.
Actually, I have 3 dreams, but I'm not gonna say them all at once.
I have a couple others.
Okay, so this one isn't a reoccurring dream, but it's like kind of like a dream that scarred me because it had to do with Colleen. Okay, we all know how much I love Colleen. Okay,
Do we really? Does anybody?
Take a listen to the last episode. I think she got brought up like 5 times, 4 or 5 times.
A lot.
A lot. I had this dream. I think it was the first dream I ever had with her in it, and gosh darn it,
Colleen was in your dream.
Okay, yeah. So we were in this like tiny room. It kind of looks like this room. So like the wall where it cuts off, there's like a door.
They can't see the rooms here.
Well, I'm talking to you. There was a door like over in that corner, and I walked in, and like I think there was her, and there was a bunch of other people that I don't remember, and like she was rude to me. She hated me, and I like sat on the floor and I told her, she's like,
I've had a dream like that where
she's like, what do you want? And that dream scarred me because I was like, she hates me.
Is this like those dreams when you have a dream that like your partner cheats on you, and then they have to comfort you all day?
Are you referring that Colleen's my partner? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but it's like when people have a dream. I don't know. I'm a single Pringle. That that like their partner cheats on them, and then they feel really insecure and get mad
People,
at them.
yeah, people actually get mad.
Why?
Like they can't help it that.
That's your subconscious in your head telling you something.
They actually get mad at the person who was in it. Like I can't help that you were in that person's dream.
Yeah.
Speaking of Colleen and dreams, when I got to Zoom with her, for some reason I went, oh my gosh, I had a dream with you in it last night. And then I started telling it to her, and then in my head I was like, why am I telling her about my dream with her? Let's speed this up. So I was like rushing through it, and then something got distracted because something from Twitter, and so then at the end when she was like continue, I thought I continued, but I didn't. Like I have like I didn't continue the dream, and I'm really glad I didn't continue the dream because I really
Was it creepy?
It was weird, but also it's weird that I had a dream with her in it. She was probably thinking the whole time like, that's a little strange. Like, why is she telling me this? She seems like really interested. Well, not really actually. Kinda. I don't know. I couldn't tell. But anyways, moving on. That was like speaking of dreams. Like, okay. Should I tell you one of my reoccurring dreams, or should you tell another dream?
I want to hear about this recurring one.
Okay. There was a couple. Actually, there was 2 reoccurring ones. Yeah, 2 reoccurring dreams. Which one? Do you want to hear one about the monsters or the one about the tiny room?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
Which one first?
Monsters, I guess. I don't know.
That's the one that happened the most. Okay. So there's this game called Crash.
Okay.
And it was like a PlayStation 2 game. And there's like
Squeak.
I know. I'm like mine's squeaking too whenever I move, and I'm like, if I were gonna hear it all. So there's this dream. This game. If you don't know what Crash is, go look it up. It's hard to explain. There's this like weird guy, and you can go around collecting things, and then you go down this path, and you end up fighting someone. It's not as scary as you think.
It sounds like Pokemon or something.
No, it's not actually.
Yeah.
Nothing like Pokemon. But there's like these green monsters that jump out of holes, and they're like, whoa! And they're like weird. They're like blobs. They're like snot blobs, but like green and like monsterish. That was a really weird way to put that.
I don't think anybody can see my expression, but some might be able to feel it.
Anyways, so you have to hop on. If you ran into them, they'd like eat you and kill you. I promise it's not as tragic as it sounds. Okay.
Okay.
You hop on them to get onto the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played that game all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they were in my dream. But I was in like this forest. So think of like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire maze. Like dark and creepy, and like no one else there besides like the people that are in it. But it was just me. So the monsters were in there, and I'd see them like jump up like out of the holes. and like, yeah, I'd see them jump out of the holes, and I'd like try
Is
to.
this like a lucid dream?
I don't know. I didn't know it happened all the time, and I'd like running away, but I couldn't run away. Like I don't know if it was monsters or like a person. I'd get in the hole, and I'd try and get out, and they'd pull me back in the hole, and I couldn't run away. I don't know why. I just couldn't run away, and that dream scared the crap out of me because it was like a dark dream. Like it literally was like a scary forest, like a scary maze. Like why was the maze part of it? But those scary monsters were in it because of the game I always played. But I wasn't scared of the game.
That
I think I don't know.
Do you want to hear the dream that I had last night?
Okay. Do you have any recurring dreams?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't dream all that often. Probably like once every other week.
Oh. Actually, you probably could be dreaming.
One lucid dream in my life, and I don't.
Okay, when I'm dreaming and I have to like wake up for school, I notice that like I'll wake up after the dream ends, like immediately after the dream ends. But like if I need to get up for school, I won't hear my alarm because I'll be in the middle of dreaming. But I heard that your dreams only last like I don't know 10
I've
seconds.
heard that you have 15 to 20 dreams for every 8-hour REM cycle, but your brain barely remembers all of them. But
yeah. That's what I'm saying. You probably dream a lot more than you think.
Yeah, I just don't remember them. But this dream,
dreams are weird if you think about it. Like, why do we have them?
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking the other day. Why does our skin itch? Why do we feel pain?
I think about that all the time. Like, why? Okay,
when I was
good
younger,
pain and bad pain.
Yeah.
And you're like, how? Like, this hurts, but how do I know it hurts? Like, why
when
can't
I was
say
younger, I used to like stub my toe or something, then I would think, what does pain feel like? And I'd stop feeling the pain.
Oh gosh.
I had superpowers, baby! But, okay, so, a little bit of backstory. I take karate, and I also teach karate to some younger kids in the same dojo, like back to back. So,
Yeah, sound like JoJo, like JoJo Siwa.
in the same dojo. But, okay, so, most people call their karate teachers sensei. I call mine Shihan because he's such a high-ranking belt.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I walk in, and my friend who's usually teaching with me isn't there. And I'm like, okay. So I go.
Is this a dream or an actual real life thing?
This was a dream.
So it sounds like it was real life.
No. So I go in, and my Shihan, who usually isn't like in the kids class helping us teach, he's there and he starts teaching, and I'm like a little like mad at him because it's like, bro, like I'm teaching, this is my job, you need to back off because the way that he teaches and the way that I teach is so different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of ticked, and I have my phone in my hand, which isn't normal because we don't have phones in the dojo because there's a clock in there to tell time. We don't need it. So I go in, and I'm kind of ticked, and there's an alarm on my phone. At the same time, in real life, my alarm is ringing, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So this alarm sound had gotten into my dream and influenced it. But,
That's weird.
Yeah. So I keep messing around with my phone. I have a pretty old phone, it's an iPhone 5S. So there's a lot of problems with it. Like, for instance, when somebody calls me, it rings like 6 times before the screen lights up and I can answer it or ignore it. So I'm messing around with my phone trying to shut this alarm off, and it just keeps going. And every time I think I get rid of it, it just keeps going. And so then I wake up and my alarm's going off and everybody's mad at me. But I don't remember, like, what the flip. I also had this one, it happened twice, where the play that I was currently in, I've been in practice for 12 plays. So far I've only done like 10 on stage. Where somebody would do improv and take it like way too far. Like I did Sleeping Beauty a couple years ago, and somehow it turned into like Jurassic Park on stage. Somebody would just do improv, and we would take it way too far.
I thought of a funny dream regarding my mom.
Okay.
My mom, she was sleeping one time, and she had a dream that she was running around a track. And so, can you see where this is going? So she's running around the track, going around the curve, and so like she's running, and she falls off her head. Because he's running a track.
I used to wake up completely horizontal on my bed. I would fall asleep vertically, and I would wake up completely horizontal with like my feet hanging off the bed.
Wait, one time like I would go to sleep and I'd wake up and like I wouldn't have a shirt on. I was like, where did my shirt go?
That's disturbing.
Okay, it probably was like really hot in my room or something like when summer happened, but like that was weird. I'm like, but then another reoccurring childhood dream I had I don't remember it that well, but like I think it involved my cousins. So it was my cousins and the parents were outside, so it almost kind of looked like this room again. It's weird. So
we're in an L-shaped room right now. It's kind of weird,
but it's like cut off, like not the L, like where the wall ends, but they can't see. But the door was still there again. But it was like a lot darker and creepier. And so we were all in this room and we were playing games, and then the parents were outside in a different room, and it kind of looked like a gym or whatever. Like what? I don't know.
Like a school gymnasium?
No, it's like where you hold events at, and like the floor is like, I don't know. I did archery, so I compared it to an archery tournament.
Like event hall?
I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, but anyways, there was another room and it was creepy and like almost like a unfinished basement. But like no carpet, no nothing, and dark and creepy. We were in the room and the parents were out there playing cards or whatever, and we were in there, and there was a closet and like these creepy, I don't know if they were monsters or skeletons or what, but something came out after us, and we'd go and run and tell the parents, and they'd be like, oh, nothing's out there, and then they'd go in and check, and the door would be closed and nothing was in there, and then it happened again. We'd keep going back and forth, like just telling them there's people in there coming after us. But like the second we'd go out of the room to tell the parents, they'd be gone. I think one point my cousin got locked in there with them or something because they didn't believe us, and like I don't know, but I just know that that's what happened. Like
parenting 100.
I haven't had the dream in a long time, and it wasn't as reoccurring as the last one I told. So like that's it. I think we have time for you to explain one more dream.
I've never had a recurring dream. I don't know.
Unless you don't want to.
I want to. The thing is that I don't know if I have any I remember that I can simplify. I had this one. My old house was a 2-story, and so in this dream it was like kind of my house, but kind of not. So we walk in, and to our right, there's usually in my old house you'd walk in, there was like an office and the stairs to the basement and like walls and stuff, and then the stairs were like kind of behind those walls because there was like the living room was open and in the back of the house. I don't know how to explain it, but basically all those walls, like the office and the bathroom and everything, were like gone in my dream. Everything was just sort of white. You know how like in photo shoots they'll use the paper and make it seem like the entire surrounding area was white?
Kind of.
That's kind of what it felt like, because everything was like white and you couldn't tell where anything ended.
Oh well.
So there were just these weird like wooden stairs, and the only way I can describe them is, even though I don't think I'd ever heard of Minecraft back then, like in Minecraft when you make floating stairs and you don't actually complete them, that's kind of what it seems like. And then the door to my bedroom was up there, and I took ballet back then. So
you took ballet?
Yeah, when I was like 4 I took ballet.
I did not know
This
that.
dream occurred when I was like 4, and it's
How do you remember that?
I don't know. It probably just scarred me that deep. But me and my friend from ballet walk in, and at this door where I knew my bedroom was also like the ballet studio, so my ballet teacher was up there. And then in my kitchen, which was to our left, there was like this group of boys who were like evil. And you know the dude from Goblet of Fire, the teacher from the other school that was like in Azkaban? Like that's how I can describe him, because he was like dirty and tall and had long hair and stuff. Basically just anyone from Azkaban.
Yeah.
But he was there, and he was like in the kitchen, and I was so scared. And so my friend goes, and she goes to my door, and she's like, Coda, are you coming? Are you coming? And I'm like, no, I'm trapped down here, because like I couldn't just like leave them because I was scared what would happen, because I was a 4-year-old. So I go over to my dining room table and I join these boys, and every time I would try to get up and leave, they would be like, hey, what are you doing? And I'd come and I'd sit back down and I'd be like, oh, I'm not doing anything. So eventually this this teacher dude, who was also wearing a white lab coat, brings over this drink, which I thought was poison, and probably was in this drink. And he's like, here, drink this. And I'm like, no. And I try to run away. And then the next thing I remember in this dream was we were walking, and there were these glass doors and like windows, like how most shops like in any downtown around here are, where it's like all the front are windows and glass doors. So we're walking through and we're being handed sheets of paper with hole punches in them by like these teenagers, and I'm in this line of like other girls from my ballet class, and we get one paper, and then like 5 feet in front of us we get the paper taken away. We don't even fill anything out. It's just like literally okay.
Were you in like a line?
Yeah.
Wait, I had a dream about being in a line at one point, and James Charles was next to me.
Oh my god. Yeah, so
it was a theater dream.
Yeah, okay. That explains it totally. So
No, it doesn't.
We're moving along in this line, and I get handed 2 sheets of paper, and so I like to put my pinkies through the hole punches to like hold paper. So I did it. And they took my one piece of paper, and I'm like, okay, I'll just keep this other one. And then just holding pinky. I'm English now. But, Agent Carter. But, I was like, okay, I'll just keep this piece of paper. And this teenager stops me. And he looked really annoyed. I can't remember if it was a he or she or whatever. They looked really, really annoyed. And they, like, reach across me, and they grab my piece of paper. And I'm just like, why are you so mean to me? Then I woke up in, like, a cold sweat. Oh, and I ran down to my mom. I was sleeping in my mom's room, which was on the second story, and basically walk out, take a left, go down the stairs, and then once you reach the end of the stairs, that was just my living room. So my mom's sitting in the living room, like working, and I'm just like, Mom, I just had a nightmare, and she's like, okay.
Dreams are like weird, like
Why?
Scary dreams. I never want to have them again, but like dreams that are cool and you want them to actually happen, like basically it's a lose-lose situation, because I mean I would love to go back to sleep and like continue the dream, and like I wish it would just stick in your brain like when you watch a movie, but that's not how it works, and you don't get to like. I used to be crazy obsessed with Good Luck Charlie and Mia Tallarico, and that was the first dream I ever had where I met a celebrity. I guess she was like 5, when I was way younger, and so it was weird, like, I remember waking up and I was like really happy. I was like, I met Mia Tallarico. And then like later I was thinking about it. I was sitting on my couch and I'm like, I was like 8 or something. I don't know what it was, but it was like the first house I lived in a trailer. And I was sitting there and I'm like, wait a second. I didn't actually meet her. It was a dream. So yeah, that's really disappointing when you meet a celebrity. You don't actually get to meet them.
I want to hear this one about James Charles.
Okay, we don't have much time, but okay. So, it was a theater dream. Oh, I started telling Colleen this one, because she was in it too.
Okay.
So, we come in for auditions. There's this girl from Twitter, her name's Abby, and she was like practicing for her audition, but it was like, she's 18 now, but this was when she was like 15 and like 20. And she's like practicing for her audition, and I'm there, and we're like talking about who should go first or whatever, because I think she was in there before me, or I was in there before her, but her call time was first. I don't know, something about it. But I don't remember much about it. But then all of a sudden Colleen comes in, and like something's wrong with like the directors, like people who are auditioning for it, or holding auditions for it. So Colleen comes in to help and like distract everyone while they get everything figured out. And all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people here and we're all in a line. And
oh, I just remembered another one. Go on.
I don't know if we have time.
It's very simple.
Okay, keep going. So all of a sudden James Charles is next to me, and Colleen is like giving us, I don't remember. I'd have to watch the Zoom back to see what I told her. I think it was toothpicks. We were doing yeah, I know. She gave us toothpicks. And we had to do something with it. I'm assuming it was like a quotations theater exercise. And so she gave us, it was either Q-tips or toothpicks. I don't remember. And she was like, show me your powers or whatever. And like, show us what we can do with these Q-tips. And then the other girl walked by or something. And I don't remember what happened with James Charles, but I just know he was standing next to me. Oh, she she didn't give everyone a Q-tip. She only gave like a few special people one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got a Q-tip? I'm special. It was a weird dream, and it only happened like a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
There's another one where people were swinging from monkeys. I was swinging, like, it's weird. We're not going to get into that one today.
Do we have to do part 2 of this?
No.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Yeah, I have one. Okay, so we walk into my karate dojo again, and like the entire class is there, and our mats are like squares that hook together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we go in there, and there's like this cupcake design on the floor, and we have to do push-ups over it to color it in. Really weird. So I can't do a push-up. I just can't. 4 years of karate, still can't do a flipping push-up. But so nobody's giving me instruction. And I get really anxious when I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's like how I have my panic attacks, is because I have no control over what's going on. And so I walk in there, nobody's giving me instruction, everybody's just kind of ignoring me. So, mother forgive me. So I end up flipping everybody off and cursing. So I flipped them off. This was my subconscious. It wasn't even a lucid dream. I could not control it. I flipped them off and I cursed at them, and I'm like, I'm out. So then I have to help this one kid who was in my karate class at the time. This was only a few months ago. And I have to help her find her mother, who somehow lost. And so apparently I did that. And then I realized I'm wearing a shirt with the design on it that we were coloring in by doing push-ups.
Oh.
So it's like the design that we had on the mats of the dojo is the same like thing that we had on the t-shirts.
Okay.
Which didn't make any sense, because in my brain I was like, oh, the class made this for me. And I just cursed at them, but no.
Okay.
So I had to help this kid find her mother.
Okay, we have time for like literally. We have a game plan, and we're gonna do Would You Rather, but we have to do it quickly because we're running out of time.
Real quick. Okay.
We each do one. I think. Can you think of it on the spot? Because I don't know yet. Would you rather be famous and like talented, and people don't know who you are, or like famous and not talented and everyone knows who you are? Wait.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, would you rather like be famous as in like be in the industry, be in movies and stuff, but like you're not that talented and everyone knows who you are, or people know you for how like bad you suck, but like only a few people know you for how good you are, like not a lot of people, like maybe 100, like because you're in a movie or something. It doesn't make sense. I'm thinking of it on the spot.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Can I just like ask you one?
Yeah. Okay, well, you can just do one. We'll just scratch that. Like, this is how my brain works. See, I thought of one on the spot, thought it would be good, and just immediately said it without thinking it through. So, like, this is a little insight to how my brain works, okay? You just say one. We don't really have time for that much.
Would you rather be, like, super famous and have, like, a ton of stuff going really well in your life, but make zero money from it? Or would you rather make a lot of money by doing something you hate?
I don't have a lot of emotion. I don't have a lot of emotion, actually. Actually, I do have a lot of emotion.
Wow,
I don't have a lot of motivation, if it's something I hate. Like, schoolwork. Like, if the assignment or class, I hate the class, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
If I had a temporary job last fall, not this last fall, but the fall before that, for like 2 months, and I absolutely like hated the job because I cleaned tables, and stuff. So I hated it, and I didn't want to go, but I still went because it was a job.
Yeah.
And like, I would rather do something I want and make no money from it. But then, how would I survive on life?
You live with your mother.
I'm doing what I love, and I would rather do that. But honestly, though, if my brother wasn't okay, it all depends if my brother was living. Okay, you make that decision. You ask this question.
No.
Okay, then yes, I'll live with my mom.
Oh my god, anyway.
Okay, he's 30 years old. Doesn't need to be living at home. Okay, we won't go into any detail with that. Okay. Any more detail.
I can cut it out, it's fine. Okay, that's your question for me, Sierra.
Would you rather I feel like this question, or this would you rather question gets asked a lot, but I want to know your input on it. Would you rather, what's the one about, like, having you probably know this if I just give small details about it, because I don't know, like, have a lot of friends, but, like, oh, there's one where, like, you don't have a lot of friends?
Be popular but miserable, or alone but happy?
I don't know, but we can ask that one. Answer that one, because I don't know. I'm bad at thinking of these on the spot, because I want them to be good.
Here's the thing about having, I would rather have a few close friends, because, one, I have trust issues, so I don't need a ton of people that how do I put this and not sound like a horrible human being? I don't like having a ton of people that I want to make happy all the time, because then I feel like I'd be too drained. So I would rather have a few close friends.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends, I would say, but I mostly stick to my close few friends, which isn't a lot.
I tend to have one really good friend for most things that I do. Like,
I have like two close church friends, two close school friends, one close theater friend.
I have you for theater. I have my good friend for karate, who I teach the low class with, and then I have my one friend from when she did Girl Scouts.
Like, I have a lot of friends from school. Like, the school that I went to for my, like, high school, well, when I went to the career center, because I went to a career center, I had a lot of friends there. Like, I was friends with, like, everyone in my class, for the trade that I was in. But, like, now that I'm in, like, college, because I think they said that, I don't, like, especially probably because it's COVID, I don't have a lot of friends there. It's just, I would rather be back in high school with all my friends, because honestly, it's
nice to have a few friends that make you excited to do something. Yeah. Like, when you don't want to go to school, or when you don't
I don't have friends to meet up with. Like, I can't be like, oh my gosh, I get to go see my friend in class and we can work on this project. It's like, oh, I have to go, or else I'm going to fail the class.
Like, personally, I don't exactly enjoy taking karate, but I have to do it because my mom pays for it. But, like, the only thing that makes me, like, okay, karate tonight, is that I can talk to my friends, and I can connect with them.
Yeah. Like, I guess it all depends on what it is, and, like, I'm sorry, this game actually really sucked. We tried. Actually, we forgot that we were going to do a game until last minute.
I forgot what the game was. I don't know if you could tell, but I was sitting here just like, what was the game? What was the game? What was the game?
Well, I promise we'll redeem ourselves next week, and I'm really hoping.
I don't think we should make that promise here.
It won't be next week. It'll be. I wonder how many people. Actually, if anyone pays attention to our podcast, I'm wondering if anyone was like, oh, they only did 1 week and then stopped because we didn't upload last week. Because we only do it every other week. Yeah. So, well, because we're newbies to this, and so we're like, we don't want to create a consistent schedule at the moment. But I'm wondering if anyone was like, oh my gosh, podcast goes up on Monday. But, like, who was like, oh, there's no episode this week. I doubt it, but, like, it makes me wonder.
Okay.
We were like, I don't know if we should, like, but we didn't know if we should actually post it or not, but we're like, we've had too many complications, like, I don't care, we're gonna improve.
I think really right now all we have to do is just make sure that we're posting, even if the quality kind of sucks. We still just need to make sure that we're posting, because if we don't,
we're really passionate about it.
Yeah, if we don't post because we feel like something's slightly off, nothing will ever be good enough.
Yeah, I know. I said this when we're like talking about our first episode. It's like, we're gonna be those people who like delete the episode or make it private when our podcast actually gets where we want it to be. Because it's definitely not where we want it to be right now. We're just, I feel like we are a little bit disappointed inside with how it is and how it's nothing ever has gone our way. Like, nothing. The first episode, files corrupt. Saved in the wrong file. Second episode quality.
That was mostly my fault, though.
That was fine. Second episode quality was really bad.
First episode that we uploaded.
First episode. The second episode that we're recording now, we couldn't get the mic to work. We're not sure if it's even working right now, but we've been using it this whole time, so hopefully. But anyways, we're just rambling at this point. But we just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's listening.
Again, check the description for all our social media.
And if you want to get a chance for a shout out next week, go to any of our social medias and leave a comment or like. And Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Bye.
all. Bye.
Bye, guys.